Hello and welcome. Hope you're doing all right. I am doing all good. The time cometh to build the waterfall. As you can see, I've already started. I thought it would be a bit easier to visualize like this. So let's start at the beginning. I'll pop a picture up of what I'm trying to achieve. This is a waterfall in Costa Rica. The remit for the garden was originally my interpretation, heavy emphasis on that, of a Costa Rican jungle in the Jurassic Age. So it all ties in nicely. Main thing to notice on that at the moment is just we've got the smaller sort of vertical waterfall on the left and the cascadey bigger one on the right. And that's what I'm going to do here. If we come back, see we've got these big stones here, which is a seat. That's going to be the reservoir there, and then sort of following the blue line on the fence from up there, cascading waterfall down to there. And then here I'm going to build this up, going to have a couple of bar stools there, and I've got a nice big stone to jut out of the waterfall, and hopefully the vertical waterfall will come down sort of almost in line with that fence post and then vanish under that table and go off. As you can see, I'm just mocking up where I need to do that there. So yeah, the only preparation I did for this really was when, as soon as I knew I was going to build a waterfall many years ago, I put in a cable for a socket that's down there by that sort of fossil. We'll worry about the little bits after. We're just working on the kind of mechanics of it at the moment. And I also laid a big concrete base down. So it's about 40-50 centimeters deep, reinforced, and it goes under all that and under these seats here. So yeah, I had a mate round who lays blocks, or is good at laying blocks better than me anyway, to do this bit to get it up to this level. Yeah, so it's just me on my lonesome now. I'm going to build it up. There's no strict plan to it as such. I'm in a bit of a quandary at the moment whereby I don't know whether to, because I've got some big rocks. I don't know whether to kind of try and fit them in somewhere and then build the waterfall around them, if you like, or just build the waterfall and then just put them in wherever they'll go, kind of thing. So we'll let that go as we get through it. Yeah, I mean, this bit here isn't going to be in the pond liner. That's why it's got the wall ties hanging out of it, just in case you're wondering about that. We'll get through all the nitty gritty bits as we go through, but I think now what I'm going to do, I've just spent an hour handballing all the not all the rocks, but as many of them, and the sand and cement and all that sort of business round. So time for a cup of coffee, get a mix on, and then we'll get started. Okay, so this is about a day and a half's worth of block laying for me. It's super awkward, this little bit here, just where having to do cuts and then make sure the joints are staggered and all that. So it does take a little bit of time, but I'm making slow progress. I'm actually loving it, to be honest with you. I would have made a good block layer, I think. It's my type of thing, that kind of methodical efficiency, as I've been referring it to. Yeah, so yeah, we're not doing too bad. I reckon I'm going to be about 10 blocks short. I've got about 60 blocks left. This next lot up now from there is only going to be sort of 1.5 blocks off. So it's 9 per course. It's 6 courses up. So that's 54. But then I've also got that little bit to finish there. These bits that the table's going to sit on, which is another sort of 6 to 8, and then the ones on the end where the hose is going to go up as well. So yeah, a bit annoying. It's a Sunday, so the shops aren't open till 10. Local builders merchants aren't open, so I have to drive for 25 minutes to the nearest B&Q and get them. So yeah, all I'm going to do for now, because it's so early, is just tidy up everything. You can see got a lot of offcuts, tidy it all up, bring some more sand through in the cement and all the blocks that I've got left out the front. And then, yeah, we'll see how we do. I'll either leave here at 9:30, so I'm ready to walk through the door at B&Q at 10 o'clock and then come straight back with them. Or I might lay the first course down on top of all that, just so it gets it a chance to go off, if you see what I mean, when I shoot off. But then I run into the risk of hitting traffic. So, yeah, decisions. But yeah, I'm loving it. I probably couldn't do it for a living, but where it's quite interesting, like I said, with the little offcut. So yeah, it's been quite good. Yeah, anyway, we'll see how we do today. Okay, it's an absolute beast. it's actually quite daunting looking at it. I think that's probably just where the space has been empty for years, and now it's full. But yeah, just decided to build it in the end rather than worry about what rocks I got. We'll work that out as we get to it. But there's loads of little shelfy bits for them to sit on of all sizes and stuff like that, so it should be quite good. My estimation skills are absolutely rubbish. I bought 14 blocks in the end. It still wasn't quite enough, so I've just run down and grabbed a few more and another bag of cement. So I should be at work today, but what I'm going to do quickly now, while it's early, is just put in the obvious ones like the support for the table coming out, and pen the channel in and do a couple more. Maybe use a few of these offcuts here to just fill up these ones a little bit. And yeah, then we'll go from there and work out what we're going to do with the spillway, how that's going to work. Yeah, we'll see how we do. Right, I never want to see another block again. This wasn't very enjoyable today. It was, but yeah, not quite as enthusiastic as the last few days. But we did what we needed to do for the moment. I've still got to work out what's going on with the spillway, but I can't get my head around it at the moment. So as the mix is finished, yeah, I'm just going to call it there for this sort of section. So yeah, we've done all right. We've got this thing for the big table to sit on, built up this a bit to give us something to put rocks on. There's the catchment area there which runs along, got those bits cut out to sit in there to make sure it takes it away. Built out a few of that bit there just to put some rocks on. Yeah, so my next plan really is to I'll just tidy everything up, take stock of what I've got, and then I may do something slightly different. And just where that shuttering is, where we put a bit of concrete in a couple of weeks ago, I may extend that out 6 inches, just to give me a bit of breathing room between the sort of the depth of the bar stools off the waterfall, so I can get some bigger rocks in there really. But yeah, we'll do the fun part and tidy up. And then we'll see how it all is and go through the particulars whenever that is. Righty ho, that's me done for this part anyway. I haven't quite done the spillway bit at the top there yet. I'm going to mull on that for a bit and just make sure that the sort of mechanics of it all works in my head okay. But you can sort of see the gist I'm going for. The 2 cardboard cutouts are for some big stones I've got. They're a bit heavy to lug around just for a couple of minute video. But yeah, you can get the gist of it. Pump goes in the pond, goes up the back of the seat on the little ramp, does a U-bend, the corrugated pipe runs up the ramp at the back, goes up to the top, and then goes into the spillway, and then it will run along a gully, spill down here. This will actually be sat a bit further out like that, and then water will vanish into that part down there and this part there, and then run off that way. I'll have myself a nice little cocktail seat next to the bar. That's another big stone as well to sit on that shelf, and then I can sit stones on top of that up to the spillway, and stones underneath it down this way to the pond. What's going to happen with this bit, I don't know. I may have it so that when it hits this stone it comes off 2 ways, or I may not. I may just hide it with rocks and it just come out the end of the gully over there somewhere. A couple of odds and sods to do. Just got to finish off filling up those bits so I've got some rocks to sit on. I even had the idea of cutting this block a little bit lower as a bit of an overflow, so that's quite good. And then yeah, with the spillway, what we plan is to it's very jungly, is to cut the X bit out of it so that it leans back. That's to prevent the water just going in there and then coming out the first place it can get. This should fill it up evenly all the way across the gully, and then it will just spill out both of them at the same rate. But what I'll do is I'll widen or smallen the spillways depending how much flow I want to come out of it. So yeah, pretty happy with that. On the next video, what we'll do, I'm going to carry I've got a fence post bolton thing to go in the corner right at the top. I'll carry that trellis on the left across at the highest height. Same for the right that's hidden me on the clematis. Carry that on across and fill up that big sort of triangle where you can see the fence with it. That'll just give the clematis something to go on to hide all of that, and hopefully keep the corrugated bit on the ramp, if you see what I mean, or else I'll just clip it down. So yeah, I'll do that on the next video. We'll also do the pond liner we'll finish off the spillway bit at the top and just tidy up some loose ends. But we've got lots of different heights and staggery bits for rocks to go on, so hopefully I'm optimistic it might actually work. But who knows, we'll find out. Anyway, I've enjoyed doing it. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I will see you on the next one in a month or two's time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.